Today I want to show you a cool April's Fool email that I recently sent my list as part of a launch of a product. And this email did really well. It had great open rates, amazing click-through rates, and I got tons of replies from people just telling me straight up that I managed to fool them and they had a great laugh and they had a good time with them as well. In fact, some of them even said that this brought them on an emotional roller coaster. And if you think about the essence of email marketing and what you're trying to do with your email campaigns, you're also trying to give people an emotional roller coaster. And the sooner you realize that in 2022, it's not enough to just teach people something new. It's not enough to give them content. It's not enough to even over-deliver on value and content. They also want entertainment. They want edutainment emails. That's what we call them. And sending out an email like this in certain situations, in my case, it was the 1st of April, but in your case, it can be anything. It's a great way to just reignite passion in your audience, make them feel like, yes, you know, this person sent me something cool, something funny, and ultimately just have, you know, help them take 5 minutes out of their busy, problem-driven lives and just read something that's different, right? That's what you need nowadays. Something that's different, something that's funny, something that has more personality as well. Because at the end of the day, this is what converts now in 2022 and beyond as well. It's not enough to just give them the same old rehashed, templatized, formulaic stuff because it just won't work so well. So, as I said, I sent this email about a week ago, last Friday, as part of a launch of a new program that I was doing, and I wanted to reflect on the email that came before this that announced the cart open period, right? So whenever you do a launch, you open cart, you send people several emails, and then you send them a few urgency emails as well. Normally, you have a cart open period of 4 to 5 days or something like that. In my case, it was 5 days, and I opened the cart on Thursday, and this email came after that, right? And I wanted to basically fool people as part of an April's Fool joke by reflecting on the supposed failure of the previous email, of Thursday's email, the launch email, right? And I'm gonna show you how exactly I did that, and hopefully, you're going to enjoy it and gain tons of value out of this. But before we jump into the main part of this video, if you're new here, definitely subscribe to my channel. I break down these emails every day nowadays. And I also have a proven sales letter breakdown playlist made up of 100 amazing videos, you know, breaking down sales letters and sales pages from the best copywriters of all time. So if you're interested in these types of things and you want to basically get a master's degree in marketing and copywriting education for free here on YouTube, then definitely subscribe. Check out the links in the description to those playlists. They're super valuable. So with that being said, let's just analyze this email from a high level perspective first, right? So as you can see, the font that I'm using, it's relatively big. It's easy to read, right? So all the lines, all the paragraphs, they're short. I use a lot of dots. They're easy to read. I also have a lot of bolded elements, and I also have a lot of subheads, just like you would on a sales page or something like that, because it breaks up the flow of the whole thing. And as you can see, I'm also using smileys and tons of other stuff like that as well. And I think that's needed. This is needed, especially if your audience is made up of younger people. But even if not, it's great to give people another quick overview of your message, of your narrative structure by including these subheads as well. So the subject line says, "I messed up big time." So this immediately sounds like a confession. And remember, this email came after the cart open email. So one day after it, right? And people at this point, I mean, a lot of them know that that I'm gonna start selling a new program, that the cart opened, and by saying this, "I messed up big time," it appeals to that email. It presupposes that something went wrong, right? And people want this type of trivia. They want this type of thing. Oftentimes, unfortunately, a lot of people want to see you fail as well. And that's why on YouTube, when you see a lot of big YouTubers doing videos with the title of like I quit or I lost $10 million or something like that, a lot of viewers click because they're interested in these types of things. They want to see this story, like what can this be related to, right? So I messed up big time, and then I immediately get into the action. I say, damn, Tony. And Tony in this case was the custom field. This is the name, the first name of the reader. Damn, first name. I never thought this launch would go to shit so quickly. So I start in the middle of the action. I also use this emoji here that signifies, that adds a little extra dimension to this sentence. And notice that I'm not censoring myself here. I'm using shit. And the reason why is because I want to appear real and trustworthy. And people know my specific email methods. They know my personality. They know that sometimes I use stuff like this. I'm not, extreme. I'm not like Chris Orzechowski or something like that. But I still try to keep it real. So then I continue with specific disaster scenarios that sound bad, but they're not unrealistically bad. They're still credible. So I say the entire funnel broke yesterday, the funnel of my program. Only 18% of people opened the big reveal launch email. Only 0.9% click through to the checkout page. In reality, it was like 7% or something. And out of almost 2,000 people on my list, only 2 ended up joining in total, which is pretty abysmal to say the least, lol. So there's a little contextualization element to signify like what this really means. All this thing, it means that this is a very bad result. And then I continue. It seems like launching this new 8-week copywriting intensive might have been a huge mistake. And I sneakily, well, not so sneakily, but I included a link here as well so that this is for people who haven't seen yesterday's email, who haven't seen the big reveal email, and they want to see like, oh my God, what is the fuss all about, right? Like, I want to know more about this. I want to learn more. And I think it was effective in this. And I also wanted to not, sound way too down or like a downer. I wanted to lighten things up a bit with a GIF. And this is actually a GIF. It's not an image. And if you've seen Arrested Development, you know what this whole thing relates to. This guy always says, I made a huge mistake. So basically there was a GIF that just also had an animation in the loop that says, I made a huge mistake. Then I continue. I want to make this whole thing sound even more real because at this point, some people are like, what? Why are you telling me this? So I continue. There you go. I said it. Maybe it was a mistake to think people would find value in something like this. Maybe I was just way too overconfident in the dedication of my fans. Maybe that detailed survey I sent out 2 months ago asking my list what they'd like to learn more about and listening to the results was the wrong decision. All these points, they're typical self-doubts and specific problems that small business owners, and not just small business owners, anybody who's a creator experiences. Imposter syndrome, low confidence or overconfidence based on a few responses from your tribe. And I just wanted to build more rapport with this as well and continue the story forward. And then I continue. In fact, you know what? And this sounds like a real conversation. People do say things like this. Maybe spending client work so I could produce more high quality content and grow my audience was the stupidest thing I've done this year. This sounds serious. And people who already follow me, they know that I'm known for my super high quality content that I produce for people, for the in-depth advanced copywriting breakdowns and tons of other insights that people can get access to for free if they watch my videos on YouTube. But I'm kind of starting to doubt myself. It's like, maybe I shouldn't do this content. And then I expand this idea a little bit more. And with the next part, I'm also doing a technique called nested proof. So I'm kind of like including a not so direct and indirect proof element with this by saying that I have mentors, right? So I say, after all, some of my mentors did try to warn me about this. They repeatedly said something like, Chava, I know a lot of people are watching your breakdown videos, but they're just freebie seekers. They'd never buy something from you because you've conditioned them to only want free stuff. So this is actually a real point, and a lot of people struggle with this. In fact, I could also be doing better in this regard, because I am conditioning some of my people, some of the people who end up subscribing, maybe from this video, that I only do free stuff. And the funny thing, when I started promoting my program first, and I just started doing Dean Jackson style PS pitches, and if you're not familiar with this, there are a few other videos that talk about this in the playlist below. But when I started this and I said, I'm putting together a new group, would you like to work with me? A lot of people from third world countries, they replied and they said, yes, I would like to work with you so much, and I want to, be a student in this. Not realizing that obviously this was a paid program. So I guess there is a certain percentage of my audience, or maybe your audience if you have an email list as well, that it's not really conditioned that, sometimes, especially when they're buying more advanced stuff, it's okay to buy premium stuff. In fact, it's encouraged for them to buy premium stuff. So this is a common frustration that a lot of people in my market have. And I could also be doing better in this part, but I wanted to really tone this, like dial it up to 11, because I wanted them to feel like, whoa, this is real. So then I add even more context to this idea, and I wanted to showcase my vulnerability and my false beliefs. So I say, again, I didn't want to believe them. I pushed back on this assumption hard. I even got in a fight with a very high-level marketer about this, confidently claiming that, no way, man, my audience is different. But now that I've seen the terrible results, I hate to admit it, but it seems like they were right. So this is the lowest point, right? At this point, I'm jaded, I'm disappointed. It really feels like, I'm almost giving up this whole thing that I'm doing here. And then I include a part that's basically a mini lesson on positioning and audience message matching and just business building in general. I say but I'm always pushing it too far. It's not true what I'm saying here, but a lot of people are struggling with this, and to a very small degree, I'm also struggling with this, but not at the extent that I'm telling here. So I say I am attracting tons of freebie seekers almost exclusively by giving away so much amazing content for free. Content that's better than other people's paid stuff. This is a nested proof element again. I guess I've spoiled them forever, and now the only thing they demand from me is more free stuff. They're not interested in buying paid products from me precisely because they don't have to. I've already given away so much in my YouTube videos, they can just learn everything they need right there for free. So this is the mini lesson, and if you also want to start a business or you have a business, you have to be careful of this. And if you're a fan of Dan Kennedy is like super strict on this. He's like, no. You only want to attract customers, no freebie seekers at all. I'm much less strict in this regard. And I do want to help you. I do want to help people and reach more people and teach them very valuable copywriting and marketing lessons, because not everybody has the means to join a paid program immediately. But once they do, then guess who's they're gonna go to? Well, probably me or someone else like me who also creates a lot of content and has a personality that supported these people in their early lives or their in the early stages of their career. So then I continue with a little bit of self-loading. Problem is, at the end of the day, I also gotta eat something. I'm trying to run a business here after all, and if nobody buys from me, I guess I'll just have to stop clowning around with this whole build your own audience to freedom nonsense and get back to high paid client work, which I'm already very good at. So yeah, and this is the big shock value thing here. Starting next week, I'm stopping all my YouTube videos and I'll get back to being a regular freelance copywriter. Thanks for following along. I appreciate you reading this. And at this point, I guess a lot of people who are reading this are like, oh no, Chaba, please don't do it. Like, oh my God, what's going to happen to us if you don't continue producing valuable content? Don't do it. So this has shock value, and that's what I wanted to do. This is the moment of highest emotional tension before the punchline itself. And then at this point, you know, this email, it has the length of like a traditional average email, I would say. So many people would feel like, yes, this is the end. So, but then in order to not get people who read this and feel like, oh, this Chaba, he's so passive aggressive, like he messed up his launch and now he's quitting, what a loser, I wanted to include a few points as well to guide people's attention, but also add a little white space so that they have to scroll down a bit, especially on mobile. And then I say, psych, April Fool's Day, with a little smiley as well. So this is the punchline. I fooled people. And now suddenly all the people who are reading this, they start realizing, oh man, for real, this is April Fool's Day. I get it now. Then I even start having a little fun by saying, fooled you, didn't I? And then I basically get back to the offer itself. I say, don't worry, there's no problem with this new offer. In fact, 19 people already ended up joining on the first day. And dare I say, amazing quality people. So here's a little, again, proof element for you with a call to action, ended up joining on the first day. This is, again, what it says, join on the first day. People are more likely to click it if I say, here's where you can join. So instead of saying, so here's the link where you can join, I just nested the link in this. I'm super excited for them. And this Founders Circle is already shaping up to be a world-class team of copywriters and business owners. So this is a little bit of future pacing, again, highlighting the value of this, building up desire for this whole thing, and making you feel like you're missing out if you're not going to be a part of this. Then I continue with even more value. I say, so I'm 100% confident that because of the quality of these people, the weekly sessions themselves will also be fire, full of insightful questions, comments, and specific copy marketing examples. So again, building up more desire for this. Then I qualify a few more people, because at this point, some of the readers might be wondering, okay, but who is this for? Like, I'm a copywriter, or I'm an offer owner, or I'm a marketer, I'm an affiliate marketer. Is this right for me, right? And that's why I include a few specific people who ended up joining. I say, we have 6-figure business owners, 7-figure business owners, beginner copywriters, expert marketers, and everything in between. And I wanted to include this because this, again, is a huge proof point. Please keep this a secret, but Brian Kurtz's right-hand man and CMO will also be joining us for the next 8 weeks. Wow, right? Brian Kurtz's CMO and right-hand man joining us. That's a nice proof point in itself. So if he ended up joining to learn from me, you could probably also learn a thing or two when you decide to join us. So this is a contextualization element. I make it sound more real. So what does this mean if all these cool people ended up joining? Well, you can also learn from me. And it's safe to say that you will learn from me if all these high-level people ended up joining and they volunteered to learn from Chava. But then I counter it with a little humility, because at this point it might seem a little bragging. So I say, now I don't know about you, but I feel incredibly honored and humbled that someone like him decided to join us. And by the way, I'm not really like, as I was writing it as it came to my mind, right? This is how I talk. This is how I usually communicate and speak to people. And if you know me, or if we've met before in person or something, you know that I'm like this. So it's not like I'm creating this master plan on how I can maximize the manipulation of people here or something like that. Not at all. But then I continue. The only question is, and this is not an April Fool's joke, will you be also joining us? So this is the $1 million question. Again, I follow this up with a call to action that also has urgency now. So I say, I'm still keeping a seat open for you, Tony, but not for long. So this seems personal, and the call to action link, again, is nested in something that sounds more valuable to people. Enrollment closes for good on Tuesday, and this is the first and last time I'll be doing this unique program in its current format. And it's true, it's the last time I'll be doing this in its current format. Not to mention that my future programs will be more expensive. I already got several comments from people I trust that this price is way too low. There's a little typo here. So ultimately what this thing is trying to communicate is that you are getting the best deal here, okay? So if you don't join now, you'll miss out forever, and next time you can join, it's going to be more expensive. And it will, I promise you, and it will. Like, it's gonna be at least 2 times more expensive, and I'm not gonna do this in its current form. This is just the founder circle, right? This is just an elite first group that will help me create the best program I can, and give me some testimonials as well, some social proof, and give feedback on how I can make this even better, so that when I do launch another version of this, it will be the bomb, right? But then it has to be more expensive. So ultimately, you're getting the best deal here. I end this with a little humor. I say, but hey, why not profit from my stubborn, I want to keep this affordable for everyone complex? I do have that a little bit. Today you still can, but not for long. Just click this link below and watch the short video I made for you to see if you qualify. So another type of call to action. Notice that every call to action has a different idea behind this. This one is just like, it's there to give quick context for people who haven't seen my last email. The next one is join here, and it's linked to a proof element. The next one is more personal here. I'm keeping a seat open for you. And this one is like a straight up call to action, like just click this link, go here, and I added a little twist to it. I say to see if you qualify, because not everyone qualified for this, by the way. And I made a video for people that talked about who I'm looking for and who wasn't really the good fit for this. And in fact, I turned off a few people. They emailed me, they say, I'm in this situation, and do you think I should join this? And I said no, because first, I don't want you to get in debt for this, and I don't know, or your English is not good enough for this, or something like that. I didn't just want to make a quick buck off of someone else and just be, one more program that doesn't give them results. So this is the end of the main part, but then I also had a PS and the PPS. The PS, basically, it was a secondary call to action, and also content-based proof. So there are a lot of different proof elements, but if you have high quality content and people know me by high quality content, obviously this in itself can also act as a proof element. So I say, in addition to this email, yesterday's proven email breakdown video was pretty cheeky. Because remember, as I wrote this email, as I did this launch, I'm still doing this 50-day proven email breakdown challenge every single weekday, right? Today, yesterday, the day before that, every day. It doesn't stop because I promised I won't stop. So I wanted to also drive a little traffic to that video, and I also wanted to link it to this one, because this is a cheeky email if you think about it, and this April Fool's email. But then I also had a cool abandoned cart email, which was also, I think it had like a 70% open rate and like 20% click-through rate or something like that. But it was cheeky because it was coming from your future self. The from line was your future self. And check out the playlist in the description to the entire 50-day proven email breakdown challenge, and there you'll find one of my recent videos talks about this and breaks down this exact abandoned cart email. So if you want more cheeky emails from me, definitely check that out. I think you're gonna love it. So I broke down a unique type of abandoned cart email that talks about this same funnel, the same funnel for my program. And I say, how meta is that, right? Content-based marketing at its finest, if you ask me. Gary Bencivenga, who was the king of content-based marketing, will be so proud, I hope. I mean, not necessarily content-based marketing, but value-based marketing, giving tons of value and teaching people cool stuff in the sales letter itself, making the sales argument valuable in itself. So, by including this, I'm again teaching something here in a fun way. I'm teaching that you can influence people and build more trust and make more sales by including a relevant piece of content here, right? And I think it's meta. So, even if you're not interested, you can't afford my new program, you'll still get tons of value from this latest proven email breakdown video. Win-win. Click here to watch my latest breakdown of this unique new email type. So again, giving people value, even if they don't qualify for this program or they can't afford it, they still get value from these emails. And this conditions them to open other future emails that I'm going to send them, because they know that in one way or another, they will probably get some sort of value. And the PPS, again, it's another angle I'm trying to highlight here based on the previous PS by saying inside the program, I also reveal how I can consistently come up with interesting email hooks just like the one you just read and hopefully enjoyed. So yeah, the same principles that I used to write this email, and I think I wrote it in like, I don't know, more than half an hour, between half an hour and 1 hour or something like that. But the same things I'm using here, I'm gonna teach inside the program as well. And I just wanted to add one more cool benefit by showing it instead of telling it. You know, in copywriting, there's this concept called show, don't tell. You always want to show people visually or demonstratively. You want to demonstrate something instead of just telling them. So yeah, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got the joke. And when you originally read it, I hope that you read more than this. Not like at this point you're like, screw you, Chaba, I'm going home. But you read the rest of the email itself, hopefully. Yeah, let me know what you think. Definitely don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment below with your thoughts, with your _1 insight from this email. Let me know, because it was definitely a cool experiment from my side, but based on reactions and how people reacted to it, I think it was definitely a success, and we can all learn a lot from it so that you can also, you know, just mix things up a little bit sometimes in your email marketing. It goes a long way, believe me. So thanks again for watching. I appreciate you being here, and see you in the next one.